Okay, so in this video I'm going to be talking about like your tips for conventions, your first convention, because you need tips and you don't want to screw up your first convention. Number one tip, make sure you bring food and water, because it might sound crazy, food and water is expensive at the convention. And I mean not just like $1 over the average price, I mean it could be $10. The second tip is the most obvious, know which convention you're going to. There's a lot of conventions at just the one convention center. Tip number 3, make sure you bring deodorant, because it might sound really weird. There's going to be a lot of smelly people and you might end up stinking during the day, and you don't want to be one of those smelly people. Tip number 4, make sure you bring an extra sewing kit, or like a small mini sewing kit, because you never know, your costume, if you're cosplaying, it may break, and if you have a friend who's cosplaying and their costume breaks, you're going to be their like hero. Oh. Tip number 5, I think. Always, and I mean always, get a map of the convention, because you don't want to get lost. And when you get lost, it's the worst feeling. But if you do get lost, don't worry about finding your friends. Just enjoy the convention. Tip number 6, charge your phone before the convention. Because if you do get lost, you want to ring your friends, text them. You want to be able to take photos if you don't have a camera on the camera, and you want to use your phone. Yes. And I'm up to 7. Yes, 7. Question number... Not questions. Answer number 7 is make sure you have plenty of money, because you don't want to be waiting in the long lines for queues for money, because they are really long. And make sure where banks are, because you don't want to not find a bank in wherever you are. You know what I mean. And number 8, answer number 8 is get there early, because the lines to get in and buy tickets are really long. And this might sound crazy, but I got to a convention an hour and a half early, just so I didn't have to wait in a giant line. And yes, the number 9 is budget yourself, because when you get there, you're going to want to buy everything in the showcase room, in the merchandise room. You're going to want to buy everything. Get a schedule, because you want to know when your favorite voice actors, celebrities are going to be on a panel or going to be signing things and photos, etc. And most important thing, enjoy yourself, make friends. Another thing is make sure you can go with friends, or you can go by yourself. It's fun to go with friends, because then you're not like awkwardly going around
alone
yourself. Like, you might buy a Forever Alone mask and just wear that, because you might be forever alone. But try make friends. Make friends is so fun.
Don't make friends with the creeps.
Yeah, don't make friends with the creeps.
Go. Next tip, learn the difference between a creep and a non-creep. You will need to know that at a convention.
Yes. And with some friends, I met a friend my first convention, I met a friend in online. I mean, we're still friends today.
Yeah.
And make sure you know where you're staying and how you're getting to the convention. Like, you might stay at the hotel across from the convention and walk there, or you might catch a train, which, if you're in cosplay, it's really intimidating, because you get stared at by these people and they're like, "What are you, child? What are you doing with your life?" But don't worry about them. Don't let the haters get to you. Haters gonna hate. And if you're driving by car, make sure you have
a license.
Again, make sure you have a license. That's the first thing. But then make sure you have like enough coins to pay for the tickets and that, because they are expensive. Again, everything's expensive. But budget yourself, because you don't want to go over your budget. Like, you don't want to spend $1,000 on stuff that you don't want. Like, I budget myself for not going over $100, which I failed. That was because of the food. The food is tempting. but don't waste your money. Bring food.
You're
and
trying to
water.
lure all the creeps away from you by throwing money.
Yes, be gone. And yes, that is all for now. Thank you. Bye.